Well, good morning. Sorry for the sound of the cars going by, but we live on a busy street. So our story starts about 2 years ago. I came into the trailer like I normally do to inspect it. We keep our trailer on the side of our house. And I had built this little cover you can see right here. It's just a 1/2-inch piece of gator board that I got from work. I have this to keep the sun from turning the shower yellow over time. Well, I came in here, and this light right here, I know I'm kind of blowing us out looking at the light, had a big brown circle in it. I couldn't figure out what it was. And I thought, well, I need to get in here. So I went ahead and took this off. Water rolled off of it and hit me in the face. That's when I realized we had a problem. Well, with the big brown circle inside this light was water. And what had happened was, in our skylight, when this trailer was built, what they did is when they put the skylight down, they over-tightened the screws on the outside. And what that did is that prevented that skylight from expanding and contracting with different temperatures. And so it developed cracks right where the screws were that led right up the curve of the skylight, and it was allowing the skylight to leak. And this light was the low point. So it filled that light up, and then the water ran on top of this inside and dripped down here onto my cover. So I thought, okay, I'll get up there, I'll correct that. Well, as I was inspecting the trailer further, which I like to do, I walked into, we call it the family room part of our trailer, and I noticed the same thing happening on this light. Let's see if I can point to it so you can see it right up there. Had the same dark circle in it. And I looked down, and I see that the front of our refrigerator, which you notice is white now, the finish was ruined on it. So this same skylight up here, now I have the inner shroud taken off so I can kind of tell what I'm doing, had the same problem. It had cracks in it where the screws were too tight. And the water had run down the inside of the ceiling, filled up that light, and dripped down the face of the refrigerator. And it ruined the finish. Now, I am a woodworking hobbyist, so I thought I'll sand it back, restain it, I'll get some stain matched, and nobody will ever know the difference. Well, after 3 different custom stain matches, we could not get anything that even looked close. And these look like they're made out of a hardwood, like a maple, and maple does not take stain well. So I had to come up with another solution. Now, my kitchen slide right now is slid in because where we park the trailer, I'll show you. I can't slide the kitchen slide out when it's here. I can slide out the big slide. My neighbor allows me to slide into his yard a little bit. He's real cool about it. But I had to repaint the roof. I sanded it back. My wife and my sister-in-law picked a color that they thought matched the color in the fabric. And this, boy, this is all blown out. It's kind of hard to show you. But this cream color in here and this color of the seats. And we had some paint mixed up. And I mixed up paint and I painted it. And I kind of like it because this trailer's so dark inside, it kind of gives us some light in the center. But my wife had always wanted to, she sees all you guys on YouTube with these magnets stuck on your refrigerator, and we couldn't do that because it was wood. So I went on Amazon and found a piece of metal that had a texture to it. Let's see, I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not, but it's got a texture to it. It was a little bigger than I needed, so I cut it, rounded the corners, drilled it, and attached it to the front of the refrigerator with screws. Now she has a place to put her magnets. So that was a big win. But now I still have the issue of these skylights. So I got on the internet, got a hold of Grand Design, and I bought 2 new skylights. One for the bathroom, one for the bedroom, or for the family room. And I went up, stripped the old ones off, which let me tell you right now is a chore. But I took the old ones off, got all the bitumen off, got all the sealant off, put the new ones on with the bitumen tape underneath it, put the screws down, did not over tighten the screws. So that plastic can expand and contract. And since then, we've had no more leaks. So you're saying, if we have no more leaks, why do you have the skylight off? Well, the inside of the skylight off. It's setting over there, by the way. It's because we have developed a soft spot in the roof. And that is probably from this leak that occurred. And over time, that water has a hard time getting out when it gets in it. And I don't know if I can show you why here. I'll try. But let's see if I can aim that. The light's kind of blowing it out. the sheathing that they use has an aluminum foil backer. And I think the water, you can see where the water damage is on the wood, on the sheathing if you look. I think the water got between the wood and that aluminum backing, and it couldn't get out. It got trapped in there. So I now have a soft spot right, boy, that light is just really killing us, isn't it? About right here where I'm pointing. Right here I have a soft spot. So what I'm gonna do, well, I took the inside part of the skylight down so I could see how it's built. And I can see the nice framing on this side. So there is a little bit of an attic space in this trailer, which I knew that before I bought it. I'm gonna get up on the roof, find that soft spot, see if I can cut that away, replace it. I've got a patch kit from eTrailer, and see if I can get rid of that soft spot. When I had it at the dealers having some slide work done, they gave me a price. All they will do is replace the whole roof. They don't want any liability for having to warranty a patch that they made. And I understand that, I get that. So that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna get up on the roof, see if I can locate that soft spot, take my tools up there, cut through the membrane, and try to find the piece that is damaged the most and see if I can remove it and replace it, put my patch back on. My plan is to put my patch back on, caulk around that, glue my new piece of membrane down that I got from eTrailer, and cut that to size, and then go around the edges with that. And then once that dries, take Eternabond tape and seal the whole thing up. That's the plan. So next we got to go up on top and see what I'm dealing with. And I'm not really sure. I go up on my roof and inspect it a lot. That's why I found the soft spot. But anyway, we're going to go up there and see what we can figure out. So I'll bring you back once I get up there and get kind of set up. Really bad idea. Let's try to get up on the ladder of the trailer, holding a GoPro in one hand and clinging on for dear life with the other. Wish me luck. Okay, made it. Now right here is the soft spot. It's about this big, and then it gets good again. So my goal is to take a stud finder, locate where the studs are, and hopefully it's as simple as there's a stud here that I can get a hold of. Maybe there, feels like there's something hard there. And maybe over here somewhere where I can just cut this piece out and replace it. So we'll see what happens. Here's some more look at the damage. It goes all the way up underneath, still up underneath here a ways. I've got a lot of rot till about right here. I've got to take my saw and cut all this out, and then see what I'm dealing with, because this is a mess. This is worse than I thought, which I shouldn't be surprised. I was expecting it to be worse than I thought. So, okay, you got to give me a few minutes to figure out what I'm going to do. And then once I start that, I'll bring you back. So here's what's got to happen. I've cut it back to what I believe to be good solid, not soaked OSB, but it's rotten up underneath here. So what I've got to do is I've got to remove all this work I did to seal this up, get my multi-tool out, get that piece out. My circular saw won't fit there, and get up underneath here and get all the rot out, so that I can cut a new piece of wood that will fit here and complete this patch. So that's not going to be any fun. I'm not going to make you watch me do that. I'll show you when I'm done. So here's where I am now. I've got the mush cut out. As you can see, it's rotted up underneath here. And I really, really, really don't want to pull that skylight. So what I'm thinking right now is trying to come up with a way to cut my replacement board to go up underneath here. But unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff in the way. And I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. But when I figure it out, I'll share it with you. But for the meantime, I got to go sit down for a few minutes. I'm tired. Okay, back in the shop again. I have my battle plan kind of drawn out, which I'll show you in a minute. But it'd probably be nice if you could see my face. So let's aim this up a little bit, make this a little nicer. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to make a template from the piece I cut out. The piece I cut out's a little smaller than the one I need to put back, because as I was going through, I realized this rot went up underneath the skylight. So I've got my E-Trader stuff, which is the new membrane. I've got Turnabond tape, some glue, and everything's on the floor now. Some adhesive to glue this membrane down with. Man, I don't know where that went. Somewhere around here is the sealant. It rolled out of the box and took off on its own. Oh, there it is. I found it over here. So what I've got to do now is to create a replacement board for the one that I took out, figure out how I'm going to secure it. But the first thing I got to do is make it the right size. So I went to Lowe's and found OSB. It's hard to tell if it's exactly the right thickness because all the stuff that was in there swole up. But it's 2 feet by 4 feet, so I've got a little room. The way I cut this, I probably only have one corner that's even close to square. It is hard to cut something up on the roof of a trailer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace out my template, plus I've told myself, I left myself some marks to make this template a little bigger because of the material that needs to go up underneath the skylight. So now I get to figure out how I'm going to do that. I'm going to choose this one corner as square and figure that that's going to be close enough. And then I'll start tracing off, measuring off the rest of it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's the template where I've made some overall marks. Don't pay attention to these marks. This is just stuff that I was using when I was trying to figure out where the rot was. So this is the piece of membrane I cut out, but it actually needs to go a little further this way. It needs to be thicker here and here so that this part fits up underneath the skylight. So I'm going to draw all that up, and as soon as I do, I'll kind of show you what I got going. Be right back. Okay, so now you can see, well, until I just messed it up. There we go. Now you can see I've enlarged my template by the measurements I took on the roof to make this thing bigger. So what I'm going to do is this one cut over here I can take with a table saw. The rest, I might be able to take this one with a table saw, but most of them I'm going to have to take with a jigsaw. So I'm not sure how I'm going to film that, but I'll film as much as I can for you. Hang on a second while I set everything up. After further review, this stuff is so crooked. This is going to be cut with a jigsaw. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so after a lot of pain and suffering, And going up and down the ladder at least 20 times, I finally have a piece of wood that fits the hole. I have put it into place, screwed it into place, and now it's time to cut the membrane to fit, to cover this so we can get that glued down. But first, I got a whole bunch of crap I need to get off the top of this trailer. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll bring you back and we'll take a look at how the membrane fits. My 2-hour job has now turned into a 2-day job. I've got the plywood down, sealed all the big gaps, and then I'll stay overnight, and then tomorrow I'll measure and cut the membrane that needs to go on here. Sorry for all the car noise, but I live on a busy street. And we'll fit that to it, and we'll glue that down, and then we'll turn the bonnet all back, so put the silicone and stuff and all that stuff back down, and then we'll be good. Okay, well, like I told you, this is going to be a 2-day job. So today I'm going to put down the new substrate I've got here. Let me get my my knee pad going here. Hang on a second. I've got the new membrane here that I'm going to cut and fit for this opening. So this has to slide up underneath without ripping it, underneath the skylight and around some things. So as you can see, I got a little work to do here. So what I'm going to do is I've got it up as far as I can get it, and yes, I'll have to do some trimming on the inside, and that's okay. I don't mind that. Okay, there we go. Don't start sticking yet. I don't want you to stick yet. I need you to move a little. Thank you. Here we are back up on the roof. I lost a big chunk of footage. Not sure what happened, but anyway, I can show you the finished results. Please remember, this is not a how-to video. This is simply a what I did video. So here's everything all the way down. Here's our patch, the little kind of a gray area. I don't know if they sent me the wrong color or if that's just what they make now, but anyway. That's in with a new membrane. That membrane is glued down. I made it watertight with the self-leveling adhesive, the Alpha brand that this roofing recommends. And then for the belt and suspenders effect, I Turnabond taped it twice over every seam. This should be about as watertight as I can get it, and should last us the rest of the life of the trailer, or until we have to have a new roof put on. And then I have pity for the guys that have to take this off. But anyway, here it is done. The little inside part of the skylight has been replaced on the inside. She's ready to go. We have a nice hot day today, so this Turnabond is really getting a chance to get real sticky. And I've rolled it down with a little J roller I have for doing laminate. Worked really good getting the most of the bumps out. And like I said, she's as watertight as I can make it. Looking back, I would have liked to have maybe made my tape work a little nicer, so there's not, you know, these overlaps on the ends, you know, over here and stuff. But that's okay. I mean, it's going to do the job. Nobody sees it but me, and now you get to see it and critique it for yourself. Anyway, once again, this is not a how-to video. This is just a what I did video. If you can, consult a professional. We did, but it was going to be $10,000 to replace this roof. And I don't know about you, but I'd have $10,000 laying around. So I did it myself. And hopefully it's a good patch that'll last a long time and won't give us any more problems. You know, one of these days we might have one of those flex armor roofs put on. I really like that idea. And I think it would be great to have it done. I don't know why these trailers don't come with it. But anyway, it is time to get off this roof. It's hot up here. It's 90 degrees today. And we do have a nice little breeze, which makes it tolerable. But I'm glad to not be up here because I wrecked my knees and my back on this job. That's another thing to think about. Don't rush yourself. I had the weather rushing me a little bit. So our neighbor's dog is now going to come over and inspect my work. So I better get down from here. Anyway, thank you for watching.